Come on, I'll give God a big shout. You can be seated. Thank you. It's good to be here. I want to celebrate all of you men that are here. I want to celebrate our host, Pastor Fuller Adekusibe. And it's good to see that Larry Titus again. Can we make him feel very welcome? He needs to teach me the secret. Every year I see him, he's looking younger, and that's very, very awesome. I bring you greetings from my wife, amen. She sent her love to us, I said, and it's gone viral, I said, if you marry right, you have a prayer partner. If you marry wrong, you have a prayer point. If you are married, one thing is sure, prayer will not live your life. But it's either you have a prayer partner or you have a prayer point. So if you are here and you have a prayer point, God will turn your prayer point to a prayer partner in the name of Jesus. All right.
I'll grab Michael to
Let Pastor say, Pastor Fola is a man of the Spirit, and actually his introduction today was so profound for me because those are some of the things I wanted to start with. That we should not come here every year just to mark calendar and to say I've come. We should come here and look back a year after and see how much I've progressed in 1 year. And what will make that happen is that, like I do when I'm reading a good book, I always have what I call to do sheet alongside. So as I'm reading or I'm listening, I'm saying to myself, these are the things I need to do to get the kind of result I need to get. Like last year, I said a lot of things in the area of finances, and like you heard, you can get those things on my website and about finances and co, very profound. And I expect your finances to be better now. Amen. Yeah, I expect it to be better now. The last 1 year myself, I've had some wonderful time. I've increased all around except in weight, and I think that's a blessing. Somebody was praying in January. He said, God, this year I want a bigger bank account and a smaller weight. Please don't mix it up like you did last year. Because last year the bank account went down and the weight God came up. All right. So I've increased all around except in weight. I've done 2 books, like you had said. I did a book, Mathematics. I was hoping I'm going to bring some here today, but everything was snatched yesterday where I spoke, Mathematics, the formula for marrying right. And I did another one called 7 Things Champions Do Before Breakfast. And I'm going to be speaking from there today. All right. So can we have this slide? So today I want to talk about 7 things champions do before breakfast. 7 things before eating breakfast right now, and 7 things we should have done before we eat breakfast. Next slide. Next slide. Now, I read Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 15 to 19, and it says that the labor of the foolish will hate every one of them, because he does not know how to go to the city. He does not know how. In life, what you don't know is bigger than you. He does not know how to go to the city. I jokingly told them in our church, I said, if he does not know how to go to the city, we have to go back to the village. He said, woe to thee, O land, when your king is a child. Woe is a cause. He said, I curse you, O land, when your king is a child. Oh my God. So what makes a child? He said, it is when your priest eats in the morning. When I read that, I was like, wow, I love my breakfast. And you say we should not eat breakfast again? He said, whoa, when you eat breakfast. That's what he said literally. But he now explained it. He said, blessed thou land when your king is the son of nobles and priests, eat in due season. So it is not about eating breakfast, it's about eating in due season. He said, for strength and not for drunkenness. So the reason you should eat, it's not because breakfast is said, it's not because it's time for me to eat, it's not because I'm hungry. The reason why you should eat is for strength and not for drunkenness. He now said, but by much slothfulness a building decay, without activity people become worse, and through idleness of the ants the house will drop through. A feast is made for laughter, and wine maketh merry, but money answereth all things. So what you do before breakfast affects your finances, and that is very important. Next slide. So By breakfast, it's pure. The difference is already made between champions and chickens, and between winners and weaklings, and between kings and kids. So breakfast is the determinant point every day. Not lunch, not dinner. By the time you are eating breakfast, there's already a difference between champions and chickens, between winners and weaklings, and between kings and kids by the time breakfast is eaten. Next slide. So, he said, "Woe unto you that when your king is a child and eats breakfast for drunkenness and not for strength." So I went to study 1,000 champions, Christians, non-Christians, to find out what do they do before breakfast. What is it that makes breakfast the determinant point? Next slide. A few things to start. I love this. Everyone wants to eat, but few are willing to hunt. Those are the things that makes a difference between great men that scale walls and them that are under the wall. A lot of people want to eat, but many are not willing to hunt. And if you don't hunt, you don't eat in the world we live in. Next slide. Oh, I love this. We are not the same. Some people want a piece of the pie, but I want the recipe. What's the difference? Once I have the recipe, I can make my pie any day. So I don't want a piece of the pie. I want the recipe. I want to know how to make my own pie. Because at the end of the day, making my own pie is better than getting a part of your own pie. Next slide. Now, 7 unknown lifestyle of champions, what I'm going to start with. Number 1, champions are not lazy. They are not idle. I wrote in my book, Prostitute's Approach to Business, that luck is the way your haters explain your success. That's what luck is. They say it's just lucky. Why are you not lucky too? But it's not luck, it's pluck. It's hard work. That takes us. I learned years ago, now in life you have only one of the options. It's either hard work or hard life. How many of you want to choose hard work? Yeah, it's either hard work or hard life. That is the only way to go. That is what it said in Ecclesiastes 10 verse 18. It said, through idleness the building will decay. Some people, their to-do list every day is nothing. Next slide. I love this. John Maxwell said, dreams don't work unless you do. Somebody went to Bishop David Oyedepo, the guy with the largest church in the world, and said, I don't know why things are not working. Bishop Oyedepo said, I know why things are not working for you, because you are not working. If you are not working, things won't work for you. So it does not take a mystery. I said, I know why things are not working for you, because you are not working. Next slide. You can have results or excuses. You can't have both. Arnold Schwarzenegger. You can have results. You can have excuses. You can't have both. You can have both. So I've made up my mind I'm going to have results, so I don't need excuses. Next slide. Oh, champions prepare for tomorrow today. They don't wait until tomorrow. They don't discover the whole of Genesis. The Bible says the evening and the morning, the first day, the evening and the morning, the second day, the evening and the morning, the third day. It's only you that start your day from the morning. God starts his day from yesterday. And that's what you should do too. So champions prepare for tomorrow today. They don't wait until tomorrow. Look at the next slide. Very powerful. One of my favorite quotations from John Scar. He said, the future is not some place you are going, but one place you are creating. That is the future. Then everybody says, I'm going into the future. I'm going into the future. It shouldn't be a place you are going into. It should be a place you are creating. Why? Look at the next slide. You have to prepare for what you have prayed for. A lot of people are not prepared for what they have prayed for. And when you are not prepared for what you have prayed for, you get there and you break down. You know the word glory, doxa, means heavy. Heavy, that's what it means. A lot of, in our church now, one of our principles now is, if you're going to get married as a young lady, go and spend at least one day in the children's church. Because ministers don't know what they are preparing for. They see a fine boy, low pimples, chubby cheeks, pink lips like me, and they think that is all there is to do about marriage. They have no clue that this guy you are loving, the baby is coming soon. And babies, oh my word, this is a lot of work. So by the time they have the babies, they want to return them back to where they came from. You've got to prepare for what you're praying for. I told somebody, I said, the bigger the head, the bigger the headache. They like to me in school. They say the higher you go, the cooler it gets. No, the higher you go, the hotter it gets. I've been there over and over. So you got to prepare for what you're praying for. Else when you get it, the prayer will look like a curse. That was why God told children of Israel, he said, I won't drag these people away from you all at once. I'll do it gradually so you can get some strength to get there next life. So procrastination is terrible because you are not just putting off the work, you are putting off the results. If you procrastinate saving, you are putting off the results of becoming rich. If you procrastinate exercise, you are putting off the result of losing weight and having six packs like me. Glory to God. If you don't see six packs, you need some faith, man. Did anybody get that? And some of you have amusement park. It's okay. Next slide. So look at this. This is one of my own sayings. The future you do not create, you can predict. And if you don't create the future you want, you have to endure the one you get. If you don't create the future you want, you'll have to endure the one you get. So my own choice in life is to make sure that I don't want to endure the future I get, so I'd rather create the future I want. I'd rather create the future I want. Next slide. Number 3, today, champions is their day early. Champions is their day early. Champions eat the ground running. They seize their day early and make sure that by January I'm already in control of my year. One of the greatest problems with people is that they lazy in the morning. Champions have seized their day. Champions are already running. Champions seize their day early. Look at this, today's reality. We have more costly watches but no time. How many of you can relate with that? You've got to hit the ground running. Next slide. You need to wake up every morning with a determination that you're going to bed with satisfaction. If you don't wake up like that, your night won't be satisfied. You've got to do that. Once you wake up, make up your mind, I'm going to bed today with satisfaction. Seize your day early. Hit the ground running. Next slide. Number 4, champions are mindful of their daily habits. Champions don't joke with daily habits. Look at the next slide. You will never change your life until you change something you do daily. You will never change your life until you change something you do daily. A lot of us are waiting for something out of the blue, something great, something powerful that will just happen, and our life will change. It does not happen like that. If you're going to change your life, it's got to do something you do daily. Savings you make daily, exercise you do daily, and things you do daily is the combination of your life. Look at the next thing I said here. You know, because I've been around for a long time, and when you ask somebody, when will you start exercising? Someday I'll start to save. Someday I'll start to take a vacation. Someday. And I said, I know 7 days in a week, and some days not one of them. Hello, somebody. I know Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There is no Sunday there. So if I ask you, so when will you start saving? You say Sunday. No, there is no Sunday on the list. When will you start taking your wife on a vacation? Sunday. There is no Sunday. There are only 7 days in a week. Some days out of it. Look at the next slide. If you daily develop habits of success, then you will make success a daily habit. Oh, glory. If you daily develop habits of success, then you will make success a daily habit. Next slide. Finally, the unknown lifestyles of champions, what you don't see on the surface. Champions love their alarm clock. They love it. In my book, Process Approach to Business, I say your destiny can be determined by how you react to your alarm clock. Some of you, once it start to read, you carry it to trade against your wall. You've determined the sources. We can predict it already. How do you react to your alarm clock? Next slide. No matter how you feel, get up, dress up, show up, and never give up. Can you say that after me like a man? Say, no matter how I feel, I'll get up, dress up, show up, never give up. I'm not impressed when you're saying it. You're saying it like a lady. I want you to say it like a man. Say, no matter how I feel, I'll get up, dress up, show up, I'll never give up. Can we do it one more time? Say, no matter how I feel, I'll get up, dress up, show up, and never give up. Put your hands together for yourself. Let's go. Put put energy in there. That's how to do it, no matter how you feel. Don't let your feeling count. One man woke up, one woman woke up and went to the son. I said, you should be getting ready for church. The boy said, I'm not going. The mom said, you have to go. I'm not going. I said, why? I said, they don't like me in that place. Mom said, no, but you have to go. I said, I don't feel like going. Why must I go? The mom said, number one is God's house. Number two, you are the pastor. Meeting you and I, as the pastor, is every time I want to go to church. I don't let that like Titus hear that. It's every time I want to go. But no matter how we feel, as a pastor, sometimes I wake up Sunday morning and I'm like, God, please make it Saturday. Please have mercy on me. Don't let it not be Sunday. But no matter how we feel, you get up, dress up, show up, and never give up. Next slide. So the key to success in Japanese proverb is always eating in an alarm clock. That's where it's kept. The key to success. Because alarm makes you wake up when you don't want to wake up. I told them in a church, I said, if you wait till you wake up before you wake up, you have not woken up. It takes a Nigerian together. Do you get what I'm saying? If you wait till you wake up to really wake up, you have not woken up. You get that? If you read Proverbs chapter 31, when the woman was telling her son the kind of a woman to look for, that is one part of it that was very profound. The woman said the virtuous woman wakes up when it is still yet night. Oh my. Wakes up when it is yet night. They don't wait until it's day to stand up. Next slide. Who is there? Alright, so let's go to part 2 now. 7 things champions do. So that was the first one we did, was just the foundation. What are the things really that champions, over 1,000 champions I study, do before breakfast every day? Number 1. Champions set goals before breakfast. In the book, I talked about the guy that said, every time I shoot the arrow, I hit the bullseye. I never miss. Every time I shoot my arrow, bam, straight to the bullseye. And somebody came to him and said, wow, that is phenomenal. I've never met anybody like you before. How do you do it? The guy said, it's very easy. I shoot the arrow first, then I go there to draw the circles around it. That is how some of you are living your life. You just shoot the arrow wherever it gets. Well, I've always wanted to be here. I've always wanted to do this. But that is not the way it is done. Listen to what I said in that book. I said when you live without goals, you are living like a goat. Only a goat lives without goals. You should have goals. Nobody can score a goal without a goal post. Where is your goal post? When you see the field of soccer, the field of play, Chelsea versus Man U, it does not matter where you're coming from. You might be from the same country, but if you're not wearing the same jersey and you're not going towards the same goal, then you can't be friends on that field of play. Anybody not going your direction is a distraction. And how do you know it's a distraction and who is your companion? By your goals. Next slide. You must see your day before that people see it, because a good day must be lived twice. First in your dreams, then in real life. A good day. In fact, I tell people a good year must be lived twice. One of the things I did on this trip is to settle next year now. My calendar is fixed. When I'm going to be in this country, when I'm going to be in that country, when I'm going to do that, when I'm going to do that, when we're going to have family vacation, is already fixed. You've got to live your year twice. You know what I've discovered as a very busy person? If you don't determine what your day will look like, other people will determine it for you. And they won't determine it in your favor. So you've got to live a good day twice. You live it first in your dreams, then you live it in reality. And that is very, very important. Next slide. Attention, everyone, a year from now, you wish you had started today. Is he losing weight? Is he saving money? Is he making better friends? Is he working on your marriage? Is he raising your kids better? Excuse me, a year from now, you will wish you had started today. There are things I taught last year, that Dr. Larititos taught last year, that Folade Kusibe taught last year, that you just had last year. You say you will start, but you didn't start. Now that we're talking, you wish you started. Next year, the same things are going to happen if you don't decide to start today. Next slide. No wind favors him that has no destined spot, but no wind. You know when you're on the sea, you're like, the wind is favorable, it's not favorable. It doesn't matter if you don't know where you're going. And it's very important for you to know where you're going. I told them in a seminar, I said, the bad news, time flies. I used to have hair. My beard used to be black. Bad news, time flies. Good news, you can be the pilot. You can be the pilot. You can tell time where to go. Next slide. Oh, I love this. This is one of my old original quotes. The world will step aside for any young man that appears to know where he's going. The world will step aside. Have you seen a crime scene before? And there are so many people around it. But when somebody comes and says, excuse me, move, what happens? Everybody moves. Why? This young man seems to know where the same thing in life. The world will step aside for you. Once you appear to know where you're going. Next slide. Number 2, champions pray before breakfast. Tremendous. They pray. Next slide. If you wait to get into trouble before praying, you're already in trouble. Because some of you know, somebody was telling me, said, well, things are going on right now, and we've got to pray. And the friend said, has it gotten that bad? So to believe, for you to go to pray. No. You don't wait until you get into trouble before you pray. If you wait until you get it, we're talking about dunamis here. The Bible says in James 5:16 that the amplified, the earnest, heartfelt, continued prayer of a righteous man makes tremendous power available, and that power is dynamic and is working. So you need to get the power working before the problem comes. Anybody get what I'm saying? And I tell people, I say, not only must you pray as a man, your son, your children need to see you pray. For them to know the value of prayer. If you wait until you get into trouble before praying, you're already in trouble. Look at the next slide. A busy life makes prayer harder. Ask me, that's the truth. But you know what I've discovered? A prayer life makes busy life easier. Oh, one man, I wrote in the book, one man said, I've got a lot to do today, so many things to do that I must first pray. Because we can't do without that one. So a busy life makes praying harder. But you know what? A prayer life also makes a busy life easier. So if you want your busy life to be easier, you've got to learn to pray. Why? Look at the next slide. I love this. Somebody said, it's a dangerous excuse to say you're too busy to pray. Why? Because you don't need to take a break from any physical activity for you to pray in the Spirit. Do you know, for you as a New Testament believer that speaks in tongues, it's an insult to say, I'm so busy I couldn't get time to pray. You are not a Muslim, you don't need water to pray. You are not a Catholic, you don't need rosary to pray. So what's your excuse? You are the only group of people that can be watching Chelsea beat Man U and be praying. No, don't do that. You can pray while you're cooking. Come on now. So what's your excuse for not praying? You can pray while you are driving. That excuse is not tenable. You shouldn't ever be too busy. I love long trips because when I got on the flight, sometimes Lagos, London, 6 hours, I just make up my mind. 6 hours is praying in tongues. I'm not disturbing nobody. I get to London, I feel charged, man. You can do the same. Glory to God. Look at the next slide. 7 days without prayers will make 1 week. Not W-E-E-K, but W-E-A-K. I wrote in the book, if you don't pray, P-R-A-Y, you can become a prey, P-R-E-Y. Next slide. Now, see, when I pray, this is what it looks like. But when I pray, this is what it feels like. Did anybody feel like that? Yeah. The one up is how it looks, but the one down is how I feel. I entered the day like, come on now, bring it on. Have you ever entered into trouble during your day and you feel like, thank God I prayed today? Or have you ever entered into trouble during your day, you're like, wow, God, have mercy you. I've not even time to pray. So the difference between what it looks and what it feels, you need that feel. Next slide. Now, some of you, your cell phone is 100% battery, your life is, spiritual life is 10%. and you still come for prayer meeting, the first thing you are looking for is where to charge your phone. You to charge your 80% phone to make it 100%. Meanwhile, your spiritual life is 10%. We want to pray to increase it, and you are still more particular about your phone than your spiritual life. Very interesting. Don't raise up your hands, people who know what I'm talking about. You have all sorts of gadgets, especially in Nigeria. They have power bank, they have additional battery, they have everything. But the spiritual life is 10% and they don't care. Next slide. Number 3. So champions study God's word before breakfast. One of the greatest advice I've ever received. Somebody said the world is full of bad news. So before you listen to one, read the good news first. Does that not make sense to you? Before you listen to what is happening with Donald Trump and conservative and liberal and Republican and Democrat and the earthquake and everything, read good news first. Let it prepare you for the bad news in the world. Most of the time, especially at my level, people wait till I get to the office to give me good news. They don't wait for me to get to the office to give me bad news. Does anybody get what I'm saying? And I never as a pastor. If something good happens, oh, okay, when death comes, we get to know. But if it's bad, that's when they call you immediately. Is it not better for you to wake up first before you even eat breakfast, get some good news that will be your shock absorber for the bad news that might come during the day? Next slide. I love this. It's revelation in God's word that will produce revolution in the world. So if you don't get revelation in God's word, revelation in the world is difficult. And the secret to encounter in God's word is consistent study. Next slide. I love this. George Spurgeon. He said, I visit many good books, but I live in the Bible. Oh, glory to God. It's like saying I visit Canada, I visit UK, I live in Nigeria. He said I visit every good book. I read what John Maxwell said, I read what Oduwole read, but I live. You got to live in God's word. Every other thing is a good book. You can visit them, but please live in the word. Next slide. Craig Hagin, grandson of Craig Hagin, said, when you don't know what to do, stir up the word of God on the inside of you. But for that to happen, there must be God's word inside of you. Your life is like a towel. If you dip it in cold water and you squeeze it, what will come out? Come on, talk to me. What will come out? Cold water. If you dip it in hot sea, what will come out? If you dip it in wine, what will come out? And the day the devil squeezes what's in you, that will come out. Let me crack a joke. It might take only Nigerian to understand it. The young girl was posing and, looking very sophisticated. Then, unfortunately, she wanted to enter into a car, to get in the car, and the door slammed on her hand. And she said, yeah, operation go! Then she looked and said, oh, sorry, ouch! What's in her already came out. When trouble comes, what's in you will come out. That what makes a pastor say, I'm dead. Oh, sorry, in the name of Jesus. Next slide. Many books can inform you, but only one can transform you. And that's the word of God, that's the Bible. If only one can inform you, it's good to get information, but transformation comes only from one. Next slide. Number 4, champions make confession before breakfast. Why? Because confession of faith brings possession. Next slide. Can you stand on your feet with me, everybody? I want to teach you the confession I developed for my kids when they were young, going to school. This is what we do. Touch your head and say, favor on my head. Touch your mouth and say, testimony to my mouth. Show me your hand and say, prosperity to my hands. Show me your leg and say, speed to my faith. Then come on, give a walk and say, health to my body. Say it again, touch your head and say, favor on my head. Testimony to my mouth. Prosperity to my hands. Speed to my faith. And health to my flesh. So look at it. Let me show you the swags as my children are going before they go to school. I say, let's do our confession. So we say, prosper and favor to my head, testimony to my mouth, prosperity to my hand, speed to my faith, and good health to my flesh. Anybody know swag? You know how to do swag. Let's do it together. Touch your head and say, favor on my head, testimony to my mouth, prosperity to my hand, speed to my faith, and good health to my flesh. Give God a shout if you believe that. You can be sure. So it's a confession you might need to develop and do daily, because it works every time. Next slide. So I said there's a closed mouth is a closed destiny. Don't let your mouth hinder God's work in your life. A closed mouth is a closed destiny. Your miracle is in your mouth. If the devil can shut your mouth, the devil can shut your miracle. Wake up in the morning and speak good things to yourself. So if anybody comes and speak any negative thing to you, you tell that person you're too late. I already spoke favor to my head, testimony to my mouth, prosperity to my hands, speed to my feet. You're too late to tell me I'm in the neighborhood, because before you spoke, I've spoken. Glory to God. Hallelujah. Next slide. So one of our confession in church, wherever my hand touch flourishes, and I preach one message, there is power in your prophecy. Next slide. So make sure nothing but the truth enters into your soul and life, into your spirit, and the way that happens is through the words you speak through your mouth. The Bible says my mouth is like the pen of a ready writer. It's your mouth that writes on your heart. So you've got to write the correct things there, and what you say consistently, you believe eventually, and that's very important. Next slide. Champions take care of their health before breakfast. Champions take care of their health before breakfast. Next slide. I said, somebody said the funny thing about women is that they spend all their health to get wealth. Then once they get the wealth, they spend all the wealth to get their health back. So why don't you work on the balance to make the two grow together? As you're getting wealth, you're getting health. As you're getting health, you're getting wealth. Don't spend all your time getting health, then spend getting wealth, and spend all the wealth after to try to get your health back. Don't get wealth at the expense of health. Is anybody getting what I'm saying? Don't. It's not worry. At the end of the day, one of the great founders of faith said when God called him, God showed him a mule and showed him a load. He said now on his deathbed at 38, he discovered the load was his vision, the mule was his body. He said the load is remaining now, but the mule is tired. You've got to take care of yourself. The only reason why you're on earth is because of this flesh, not because of your spirit. And if your flesh dissolves, your spirit escapes. So what do I expect you to do? Take care of this body. Nobody. One of the things I've discovered that nobody will do that for you. Pastor the founder of course, the fastest growing denomination in the world, the Redeemed Christian Church of God, he said he discovered that even the way the Yoruba people of Nigeria greet you is still selfish. So they'll say you live long because of us. The only reason why they want you to live long is so you keep on satisfying them. Everybody get that. The man of God said the loss is there. As a pastor, the dad was a pastor. And during the funeral, one lady was crying, so he's going to lay hands on me when I'm sick now. So he's going to believe God with me now. The guy said, it's true. I said, you killed him. Those are the things. So I've discovered as a pastor, people love me. They'll buy me shoes and buy me shirts. They'll do all that for me. But one thing they can't do for me is take care of my health for me. I can't delegate that. You can't delegate that. You've got to do it yourself. Next slide. No, you're going back. Go forward, please. He's going back. Never stop moving. Let me shock you. The American doctor said the number one killer of our generation is not going to be hypertension, it's not going to be diabetes, no, it's not going to be accident. They said it's going to be sedentary lifestyle. There's remote control for everything now. And you people in North America, you keep on driving until you get a parking space next to the door. You go to Europe, they don't look like you look here. They're always on their bike, they're always jumping on train, jumping on tube. Here, everybody is driving sedentary lifestyle. You don't need to go to the shopping mall any longer. Amazon will bring it to your door. You don't need to go and get your pizza. They will deliver it to your door. When your car isn't working, Uber, Taxify, we take over from them and get you to wherever you're going. But if you're going to live long, never stop moving. Can I shock you? I came to do my physicals in US last year, just before I came here. And the doctor looked at me in Denver, Colorado, and said, everything is okay, but you lack vitamin D. I look at so you will lack vitamin D. I live in Nigeria, inside the sun. You live in Denver, Colorado. Do you know sun? I left there thinking that lady does not know what she's doing. Until I told my wife, and she said, I'm not surprised. I said, can you see that I live in Nigeria? I said, yeah. You move from AC house to AC car, to AC office, to church, and back. When do you and son have a relationship? So you see, the more God bless you, the more you should take a conscious effort. You soon discover that some of the things you thought was struggling is God's way of preserving your life. Never. I love this because everybody there is a human being. I wrote the never. Did you know this? Yeah. The N, the E, the V, the E, the R. It's human beings. Never stop moving. I bought this wristwatch because of that some time ago. Because they have so many of these smart wristwatches now. This one, I put in my height, I put in my weight, and he said I need 10,000 steps per day. Did you hear me say 10,000? Yes. Steps per day for me to live long, and it's counting for me. So many times I want to sleep and discover I've taken only 300 steps. So what do? I stand up. You know, he helps me to do spiritual and physical. I can't tell the promo. Then I look forward to disturb all over my house. I go from room to room. What's happening to you? Daddy, what are you looking for? Don't worry, I'm just moving. You've got to take care of your health. Somebody's going to do that for you. Next slide. This is the problem. 2001, bigger TVs, we were slimmer. 2017, 2018, the slimmer the TV gets, the bigger our tummy gets. Is that not so true? Yes. And now you don't even need to stand up to go change the thing. Remote is there for you. Next slide. The same thing with laptop. See 1980 laptop. See what we look like. 2013. The smaller it gets, the bigger we get. So technology is losing weight. We gaining it. Next slide. Now, one of the greatest things you need to realize is that when I is replaced by we, even illness comes to wellness. So healthy living means for you to have a network of relationships. Simple. You know, Nigeria was voted the happiest place on earth a few years ago. Today, they said we have 32% people that have depression. What happened? We became like North America. We don't know our neighbors' neighbors any longer. We go to work and we face work. We are always on our phone, no interaction. And that is the basis of depression. You've got to remove I and put we there. The illness will become wellness. For your illness to change to wellness, you've got to change I to we. You've got to get some people that you interact with and relate with. I was saying it some time ago in Nigeria, that you see all these atheists are trying to destroy your life because, especially in Nigeria, what you get from church is more than preparing you for heaven. You get vital relationships. The consultancy that goes in Nigerian church, especially, that's what I know of. Maybe here too, every Sunday is in millions, if not billions of dollars. You come to church and you go to a doctor and say, excuse me, my daughter is like this, what do I do? If you are going to say, I just pray, you have got to pay some money. You look for a vet doctor and say, my chickens are misbehaving. He tells you what to do. You don't know how much you pay if you have to go and see them. Then you talk to pastor free of charge. If you are going to see a psychiatrist, you know how much you pay. But above all that, if you are anything 40 and above, It's time to join your own students association and look for a church and be involved. Because that will be your relationship in the next few years. These children will leave you and run. So you need to start networking right now. Because either you like it or not, that's where you're going. Next slide. So this woman said, first I was dying to finish secondary school, then dying to finish university, then I was dying to finish university and start working, then I was dying to get married and dying to have children, then I was dying to have children grow and dying for get back to work, then I was dying to retire. Now I'm really dying, and suddenly I realized I forgot to leave. When you're dying for the next thing, to go to the next place, you've forgotten to leave. One of my teachings in my message in life coaching, I said there are 4 things everybody must make sure to do daily. Number 1, you live, you love, you learn, you leave a legacy. Those are the 4 basic cardinal points for a triumphant living. You learn, you live, you love, you learn, you leave a legacy. With a lot of people, because they are making a living, they forget to live. And you don't know that you are like 50, 60, and it's late. Next slide. Champions monitor their finances before breakfast. Next slide. So the reason why we call money currency is very simple. It's because it's current. What does it mean to be current? It moves. Money is a moving substance. It doesn't stay in one place. Money is either moving towards you or moving away from you every day. That is why we call money currency. Next slide. Can you talk to a lady close to you and say, excuse me, lady? Come on, talk to a lady. Why are you afraid of their faces? Say, excuse me, lady. I'm not a financial planner. Because of ladies say, so what's your plan for finances? I'll marry a rich man. But a man is a financial plan. Next slide. So if your expenditure is greater than your income, your upkeep will become your downfall. It does not matter how much you earn. Hello? Mark Tyson made enough money in a lifetime to make a village successful. Today is a bodyguard, broke like a chalk. It's never how much you earn. That's why you need to go back to my message last year. It's on my website. Go get it. www.albertoduwole.com. Go get it. Because now, never how much you make. It's about your income versus your expenditure. And whenever your expenditure is greater than your income, your upkeep will eventually become your downfall. That's all. Next slide. So, for you young men that you think 6-pack is what the girls are looking for, I have the news for you. I don't know about Canadian, I don't know about American, I don't know about European, but no African girl will choose 6-packs over 6 cars. So you better get out of the gym and go and look for work. You better tell those your sons they are trying to build 6-packs. Now when an African girl sees 6 cars, even if the man with the 6 cars have a amusement park, they will say, I'll manage it. Next slide. So this is what I taught last year. 5 ways to creating wealth. Partner with God, train your family, trust God for a noble idea, create a brand, live balance. And I use different families. How many of you remember? Talk about the Rockefeller family, talked about and all that. So next slide. This is very profound. This is the richest man in Asia, Jack Mayer. He said if you put bananas and money in front of monkeys, monkeys will choose bananas. Because monkeys don't know that money can buy as many bananas as they want. In reality, if you offer job and business to people, they will choose job. Because most people do not know that business can bring more money than salaries. Profit is better than salaries. Because salaries can make you a living, but profits will make you a fortune. I think that deserves a clap. What am I saying? By all means, look beyond salary. I thought November, my birthday last year, I wrote the book Mathematics. We have gone to print 3 times since November. Because the more we print, the more they just carry it. And the book on Amazon Canada is $10. On Amazon America is $10. In Amazon London is £10. Yeah. And we've gone to print thrice. Thousands of copies each time. Yeah. Without pulling nothing. I wrote the book once, I'll eat from it till I die. Well, I'm a bit crazy. I don't touch the money from my books really. Most of it go back to my ministry, but I'm just crazy. It's meant to be my money, but that's just me. But I'm trying to tell you how it works. It's not about working hard. It's about working smart. Don't be a monkey. Monkey, you put money, you put bananas. They won't touch money, they touch bananas. I've been telling my church, I don't know about you, but I know I have a few pastors here, you might not agree with me. In my own church, our first service is Sunday Business School. Wow. 1 hour every Sunday. And I teach biblical principles of success. That's all I teach. Because there are two things that are going to make you rich. Number one, there is the person of Jesus. There is the principle of Jesus. The person of Jesus will get into heaven. The principle of Jesus will make you great on earth. The world has taken the principle of Jesus. They left off with the person of Jesus. We need to get the principles back and marry with the person so that heaven and earth will be sweet. So I gathered these young men and keep on teaching them every Sunday the principle. And that is why we are doing a project in Nigeria right now. We spent over $1 million. We owe nobody nothing. In Ibadan, not even Lagos, Nigeria. No debt at all, well over $1 million. How did that happen? Because of these small boys and girls that I picked and I kept on telling them. I told them, no matter how anointed I am, I can lay hands on you until you are bald like me. Your salary is fixed, there is nothing that we haven't. But if it's business you're doing, I lay hands on you like that, boom, something can happen. And everything will turn around. And no matter how hardworking you are in Shell, or Chevron, or Mobil, or Bank of America, or TD, when you retire, you can't replace your son with yourself, except it's your business. And the way North America is, they take 40% off your income sometimes before you see it. But it's your business. You can even use your house for office, use your car for official, and get most of it back. That's what Donald Trump said in the American election. He said, yeah, I don't pay enough tax because I'm smart. It's unfair if you don't move away from salary to profit. Because that is where the blessing is. That's where it is. Why do you say, I'm going to go to school, come out and climb the ladder? Why climb the ladder when you can own the ladder?
Yes. Amen.
Next slide. So look at this, I love this. Don't buy a $300 bag and have nothing in it. I prefer you to buy a $10 bag and put $290 in it. Don't go broke trying to look rich. The idea is not to look rich, the idea is to be rich. Yes. Because the problem with the people of color, can I talk to you? Is that we are trying to prove a point that nobody is looking. Don't spend the money you don't have to buy things you don't need to impress people that you don't like. That's what you're doing. So when they see what I'm wearing, they will know. Nobody even notices. We know all the big names were the ones that buy it. The people that make it don't use it. Trying to appear rich when you're broke. A friend of mine was telling me, he's a lawyer, he told me, he said, most of his clients, some of these Chinese guys and co, he said, you see what they wear and if you see what they are worth, you'll be dazed. Next slide. So the Messiah champions groom themselves well before breakfast. Oh, look at the next slide. Let your dressing every day reflect the prophecy of your future. You must ensure that you dress for your future address. Don't dress for your present address, dress for your future address. When they told Genesis 40, verse 14, when they came to Joseph and said, the kings want you, he changed his dress. So don't dress for the prison, go into the palace. Don't dress for the prison, you're going to the palace, you won't recognize that. Dress well. That's the way doctors dress. So dress for that kind of thing, that's your future. If you're going to be a preacher, dress like one. Let your dressing reflect the prophecy of your future. Let people see you and be able to guess where you're heading by your dressing. Some of you have clothes and you are living for, you're keeping them for the relocation. And there has not been relocation in 5 years. Come on now, get them out and start wearing them now. Next slide. Oh, I say this to my ladies. Common sense. If you dress sexy always, you will attract men that want only sex. Yeah. Common sense. You're always dressing sexy. That's what you attract. I told my daughters, I'm a very blunt pastor. I told my daughters, I said, when you meet a guy, there are only two things you can flaunt. Your brain or your breast. Choose the one to flaunt. The breast will satisfy for a while. It is the brain that satisfies for longer. Because no matter what the breast looks like today, up Jesus. After a while, we come down Satan. I'm a blood pastor. So I told them, brain over breast. Brain over breast. Have you seen some people, they look like Madonna until they open their mouth? No, sir. That's right. You can't dress like a suspect and expect to be treated like a prospect. Did you hear me say that? Yeah. You can't keep on dressing like a suspect and you expect people to treat you like a prospect. It does not add up. Next slide. So you need to do, so as I close, these are just some of my random thoughts in closing. Do the things you need to do when you need to do them so that someday you can do the things you want to do when you want to do them. So you have to first of all do the things you need to do so one day you can do the things you want to do. So don't do the things you want to do now because you want to do them. Go and do first of all the things you need to do. So after you have done the things you need to do, then you can take your time to do what you want to do. In life, there are two things we always do. We play, we pay. But it's better to pay now and play later than for you to play now and have to pay later. Because the later you pay, the more difficult it becomes. Next slide. It does not matter what is the matter, it will matter where it matters. Can somebody say amen to that? I say it does not matter what is the matter, you will matter where it matters. Next slide. John 12:17 says, amplified, I love that. He said, if you know these things, blessed and happy and to be envied at you if you practice them, if you act according and really do them. So you are not blessed for doing them. You have had me speak right now, just like I did last year. You are not blessed because you had me. Hearing does not make you blessed. He's doing them. I love the way Message Translation put that John 12:17. He said, if you understand what I'm telling you, act like it, then you live a blessed life. So these 7 things, wake up tomorrow and start the 7. Say to yourself, until I do these 7, I'm not eating breakfast. And see your life transform from the beginning. Next slide. So you got to start. Wake up tomorrow, start. Next slide. Random thought. Many of the answers to our prayers are hidden in books that we refuse to read. Many of our prayers. If people come to me in my own church, Reverend, pray for me about who to marry. I say, go and pick mathematics. Reverend, my husband, I love my husband, but I said, go and pick my book. I love my spouse, but that's even the title. I love I think it's going to be outside. You can pick it after the meeting. Many of the answers to our prayers are hidden in books that we refuse to read. So God gave us brain that we might give him rest. But we got the brain, but God is still not resting. Because we refuse to feel it. Necessary knowledge. Next slide. So life has no remote control. Your TV has, your AC has, your heater has, but life does not have. If you want to change life, get up and change it yourself. Next slide. So I love this. This is from my book, The Prostitute Approach to Business. The secret of every businessman is to be seasoned for your next season, or else you will cease to be seasoned in your season and cease to be a seasoning in life. Is that a tongue twister? Or can we read it together? 1, 2, 3, go. The secret of every businessman is to be seasoned for your next season, or you will cease to be seasoned in your season and cease to be a seasoning in life. Next slide. So this one of my, if you forget everything I said today, don't forget it. God did not give Noah the ark. He gave him a plan. He gave him a plan to save the world. He didn't give him an ark. God will not give you the ark. He will give you the plan. He does not give you wealth. Deuteronomy 8:18. He gives you power to get wealth. Dunamis. That's what we're talking about. God does not give you a good marriage. He gives you a plan for a good marriage. We African people, we like to pray, Lord, yeah, God. No, get a plan, then the heart will surface.
Yes, sir.
It's a plan that will bring what God told you to reality. Stop looking for the heart. Start going for the plan. Next slide. All this one is for my Nigerian people. I said, don't ever let anybody that does not give you money give you a dick. Okay, Panadol is 150 naira. So if you're not going to give